Chances are, if you can afford this $133,000 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk, you really don't care about the reviews. You're just gonna buy it. So rather than me going over all the features and specs on this vehicle that you probably already know, let's just take it on the road and have some good old-fashioned fun with it. Cue the B-roll, play the music, let's get on with it.
For a little rip in this tunnel. Oh boy. Oh boy. This, by the way, is a closed course. We're on a racetrack right now. I don't know if you can tell. We're in Mexico. Today's episode of Test Drive is brought to you by Visit Mexico, the only place you could drive a Jeep SRT Trackhawk without going to prison instantly. Instant prison! I always know that there's Mexican federales up here. They're always up here. So we're gonna do 104, which I think is an appropriate speed. You know, speed limit is 104 here in Mexico. So, gotta do the speed limit. Remember, kids, whenever you're on the road, you should obey all traffic laws and posted speed limits. And you should never, ever, ever rip it. See, look, Mexican federales. Federales coming to take away all the fun. There's no fun around.
Well, folks, I thought I was going to be telling you about all the fun that I had this week and showing shenanigans of driving around with a 707 horsepower SUV. But I'll be completely honest with you. The novelty of it kind of wore off after the first day. The first day was fun. Driving through the tunnel in Mexico, going incredibly fast. Well, not even fast, just the sound of it was insanely fun. And then by day two, when I realized it was costing me $70 every day in gas, I kind of moved on from it. But here's the thing, okay? I have a friend who has the 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT that we featured when we compared it to the Alfa Romeo Stelvio. That's the one you should buy. I mean, if you're looking for a daily driver, if you want something that you can use more or less the entire potential of it on a daily basis, that is the one to get, because you can use it. And that one also costs half as much as this. This one at $135,000 is ridiculous. That's including delivery. But the MSRP is about $133,000. There are things on here that you should skip. $7,000 for the leather on the dash here and door cards. That's not worth it. I mean, that's not worth it on any car, let alone a 12-year-old Grand Cherokee. So skip that. Skip the $2,400, whatever it is, for the rear DVD entertainment system, unless you absolutely need it. And then you can take off some of the other options. $95 just for these red seat belts. Is it that important that they're red? So you can get the price down a little bit. I mean, base MSRP for this is $115,000, but it's still a lot of money, especially compared to the SRT. And performance-wise, it didn't blow my mind. I was able to get this down to 3.9 seconds, 0 to 100 kilometers. Quarter mile time in Mexico was 12.8 seconds, which is not bad. It was the quickest thing at the Mexico drag race, but still, I mean, you're spending so much money. You kind of want it to be special. And that's the one problem with this car. It looks like every other Grand Cherokee on the road. I was surprised when I was driving. The second day I had this, I spotted 2 other Trackhawks on the road, something I have never seen before. Happened to see 2 in the same day while driving one. The only way you can tell is those Brembos on the side. They're yellow instead of red, and you've got the supercharged badge on the side, plus the Trackhawk badge on the back, but it's the same shape as the Trailhawk version. So you need to know that this is a special vehicle in order to truly appreciate it, because everybody else is going to assume you're just driving a regular Grand Cherokee. But sometimes a car like this, it doesn't matter if it makes sense, which is why I'm glad it exists, because the question wasn't asked by Chrysler, should we make this vehicle? It was, why shouldn't we? Right? What is the reason against putting this fat engine in this car and making it into a serious drag race monster? There was no reason. They should do it, and they did, which is why it's exciting that it exists, but I just don't see a reason why you should buy it, unless you've got the money and you really, 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 really want to have the top end trim on this. I just haven't been able to justify the cost on it. That's my one problem. It's great that it exists. It's great that they're coming out with the Durango Hellcat version. It's just on a day-to-day basis, unless you really want that power and you live here in Quebec, you want to be able to maximize the ability to have four-wheel drive, and it just makes a lot more sense to go with the regular SRT. Because it's been fun, but it hasn't been $135,000 worth of fun, and it hasn't been $400 in gas worth of fun. That's hurt, because fuel efficiency right now, and we have the numbers below for the test loop, and yes, I did put this on our 100 kilometer test loop, but I've averaged, after 751 kilometers filming this right now, 22.1 liters per 100 kilometers. I don't know what that is in MPG, but that's probably like 11. It's really bad. So again, you got to have the funds to be able to afford this, and after talking with SRT owners, they just agree that the SRT is the way to go over the Trackhawk. The different drive modes do help. Track mode puts 30% of the power to the front wheels, 70% to the rear wheels. Sport mode is 35-65. So you do have some control there. You can put it in snow mode, it's about 50-50. So you do have control over it. Do you need to be using it in track mode all the time? Obviously not, but it is nice when you go for a nice rip like that. Yeah, nobody's expecting that from a Grand Cherokee. Really, everything that we dislike about the Grand Cherokee, incandescent light bulbs on the inside here, dated interior design, it's the same, but exemplified because it's so expensive. I don't know. I mean, I was really excited about this car when I picked it up, and I was excited the weeks and weeks of anticipation building up to it. I don't know. I mean, if I owned this car, I hate to say it to FCA. I know that they really like this vehicle, but I don't know. I don't think that I would have been super happy if I spent the money on this. Sorry.